Good morning, everyone. It's another Get Ready With Me. I have some new products to try, and I just kind of wanted to get started. It's very early this morning, about 6:30, 6:45 actually, if I'm looking at my clock correctly. I wanted to show you a couple of skincare products that I've been using. I picked up these Depuff Hydrogel Under Eye Mask, Charcoal and Vitamin C. They're by Spa Life. I picked those up at the Dollar Tree a few weeks ago. And I've been using these successfully for depuffing. I am definitely I got finally a little bit of sleep. I feel like I film after I get a little bit of sleep often. So I have been using these and I've been liking them a lot. And I used them this morning, so I still have some of the serum on. You remove them from the package, you leave them on for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then you just discard them as you would normal patches. And they're pretty hydrating. They have some coconut oil, they have glycerin, they have collagen, and castor oil. So they've been pretty nice. I've enjoyed those. I wanted to say that I did pick up the Skin Nutrition niacinamide and squalene serum. I've used, let's see, I don't know if that's, yeah, there you go. I've used the retinol for a while and I've been liking it. I've probably used it like 4 or 5 months. I've been liking it. I started to use, I'm just gonna put it into my hand and spread it onto my face. I started to use some of the vitamin C, but I've only used it about 4 weeks, and I don't think I like it very much. I usually in 4 to 6 weeks get a little bit of brightening effect. When I look at the ingredients of the Skin Nutrition, it's not the most stable form. I mean, vitamin C is unstable generally, I think, in skin products, or it's at least hard to stabilize. I shouldn't say it's unstable, but it's hard, a little bit difficult to stabilize. And I don't think it's like the best vitamin C on earth. So I'm not sure that I'm gonna continue using it, but I am really liking this one. And I'm gonna go back to my CeraVe vitamin C serum because that just is so effective for me. Within, like I've said, 6 weeks, I can tell like a brightening effect, and I really like it. This says it helps reduce blemishes because niacinamide will help with oil production. It also helps with like skin texture, helps brighten skin tone, detoxify, softens, and hydrates. So that's nice. Oil-free, silicone-free, fragrance-free, paraben-free, phthalate-free. There is glycerin, there's rice ferment filtrate, kojic acid, which is something that can help with, kind of clearing out your pores. Squalene, there's black tea, panthenol, zinc. It's got some very good ingredients. And like I said, I've just started using this maybe 3 weeks ago, and I do like it so far. And it says skin brightening treatment, dermatologist tested. So that I've put on, and it does absorb pretty fast. Now you do get maybe a little bit of tackiness for a little while, so you have to let it absorb. I bought this headband that I'm gonna use today instead of my claw clip to hold my hair back so that I can do the rest of my makeup routine. I'm going to use my La Roche-Posay 70 SPF 70 sunscreen. I've been using the Dollar Tree sunscreen in the last like 3 Get Ready With Me's, and it is okay, but I love this. This just absorbs so well, and it absorbs and it does well under every single foundation and other product that I've ever used it with. And I'm gonna use this today as also my moisturizer. I don't always moisturize in the morning because I do put a nice thick moisturizer on at night. And I also don't always wash my face, although I did this morning, in the morning. Oh, you know what? And after I washed my face, I put on moisturizer when I was upstairs. So I've already actually moisturized, but I don't always do it. And some people kind of skip in the morning washing their face if they don't really have a lot of problems with oil production overnight and they went to bed very clean, and I tend to do that. So this will take maybe like 2 to 3 minutes to absorb, and it did take that tackiness away, so now I'm much more kind of hydrated, so it's nice. So I will see you guys in just a couple minutes after this has absorbed a bit, and we can get into the makeup. Okay, so that absorbed nicely. I don't know if you can see that, it's just a lot less shiny. I've mentioned this last time and I'm gonna say it again. The Flawless Finish La Mercier, I guess is how you say it, or La Mercerie, I suppose, La Mercerie foundation, I do not like. The way it sat on my skin at first, I thought it was okay. And it buffed in to my skin when I used a brush. But even on my hand, I don't know if you can see, it is patchy and it broke up really fast after I applied it. And just the way it sits on top of the skin is very, I don't know, it's not a nice finish. It's not a nice, powdery finish. It's just a very dry looking, well, patchy. It's not dry looking, it's patchy. And it broke up very fast on my skin. So even though I was really glad that they had a lot of colors. I don't think I'm gonna use this. On top of that, I've only had this for 2 weeks. Maybe I've had it a whole month, actually, now that I think about it. But there are these little specks in there, and I'm not sure if it's growing mold. Like, I don't know. But that's a fail for me. And I just put it on my hand. I think I'm gonna take it off. I am a little worried. It did not have these specks when I first purchased it. These are black specks, and I'm not positive what they are. So I am gonna actually wipe it off, and I will not be using the product again. I don't like it. Okay, so as far as primer, I had gotten this Soothing Face Primer, Color Correct LA Colors in clear, and I got it in peach. It neutralizes some dark spots. I think I'm gonna try the peach today. You guys know that my regular Essentially Ageless, and I don't know if you can see this on camera, but like, I've used this one and I use it every day. Like, this is my go-to primer. I've used it like about halfway now, and I've only had it for a couple of weeks, this new bottle. But I am gonna try this primer. Let's see. Okay, it's somewhat more liquid-ish. It's got pigment. It's got pigment where the other primer does not necessarily have a lot of pigment. Okay, I might have too much on my hands here. Yeah, I probably do. Okay, well, let's just apply this and really like work it into the skin. It smells very faintly like something fresh. It's a fresh smell. It's very, very faint. Okay, so I can already see that this is kind of lightening my skin, which, don't get me wrong, dark spots I like to lighten, but I don't know that I meant to lighten my entire face like this. Let's see. Do I think it's blurring? Not really. It's quite shiny, and let's see. It's taking a minute to kind of absorb a bit. Okay, so that's a very dewy sort of primer to me. There's only a little bit of tackiness. It's not nice and tacky as other primers might be. Now, the Essentially Ageless primer, it's not a tacky primer. It is just a blurring primer. And honestly, I think I might just put a little bit here and here and right here, because it just blurs out these areas. See, you can see, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I can see that it immediately sort of fills in the pores a little bit and blurs out some of the texture that I have right in that area. Okay, so I've tried both. So let's see how that performs. I don't know how they're gonna interact with one another, but I like it thus far. It feels pretty moisturizing, so that's good. I think I got rid of the packaging, so I don't know that I know the ingredients. I think I went over them with you when I did the haul. Okay, so I've also been using this Ioni brow gel. I like it. It doesn't make your brows, very hard or crunchy. It's got a little applicator. I like it just to kind of make sure, especially these front brows here, just to make sure that they kind of lay the way they're supposed to. And it does last all day. It does a very good job. And I've also gotten a little bit of lift if I'd like to try that. And I think it's performing very well. For $1.25, I think this is a great product. Okay, so I just did my brows. Okay, I had mentioned the Glow Foundation in Nude as being my second favorite at the Dollar Tree, and I do like it. The color is so orange for me, so orange. My favorite is the Essentially Ageless by Be Pure. I think this is the best foundation to hit the market at the Dollar Tree, and it is a foundation that I would pay more for. It wears well. It is light to medium coverage. It has these like skin loving ingredients that just sit on my skin so beautifully. let's see what's in here. I think I have gone through the ingredients before. There is glycerin, and there's dimethicone and niacinamide. I know that there's other stuff in here. It says hydrating serum, but it is very hydrating. Just the way that it performs, whatever they've done with it, is amazing. So anyway, that's that one. But I do like to use this, the Glow Foundation, which I find very similar. And I had picked up the LA Colors Conceal It Cover and Correct Concealer from Family Dollar because I was looking for the LA Colors eye primer. But I am going to just today try to add a little bit of this white, see what I can come up with. Okay, I added a little too much. But I will say that for my friends who are lighter complected, I think it's gonna work. I think that you can easily correct this color to make a lighter complexion. Now, I think that's still a little orange. So I would add just a bit of this green color corrector. Let's just see if that will neutralize some of this orange. It does. It always does such a good job of neutralizing the orange, but it would just be a tad of it. So that's quite light. Let me put a little bit more. That would be like my lightest friends out there. My ivory friends. Now let me put just a little bit more in here. That's a very nice color. I think that people who are lighter complected than I will be able to color correct very nicely using this LA Colors Conceal It and a little bit of the green concealer. I want to make sure that you guys know it's very different than this Conceal and Correct that you find at Dollar Tree. Whoops, I just got that a little bit dirty. This is a highlighter. I know it says Conceal and Correct, but let me show you how like it's very shimmery. It's very shimmery. There's like a shimmer to it. Whereas this Conceal It concealer is just plain matte white concealer. So there they are next to each other. This one is the shimmery. This one is the matte white concealer. So I think that will work out well for people who, you know, want to use the Glow Foundation or the Essentially Ageless Foundation and it's too dark for them. So I think that that will be a very nice color correcting tool. Okay, let me take that off of me. Okay, so normally I put on my Essentially Ageless and just, I don't even think I need to color correct right now because I'm quite tan. Just went to the beach for one day and now, yeah, that's such a good match for my skin right now. It wasn't a few weeks ago before I tanned a little bit. But I had promised you guys that I was gonna try the Prideful foundation that I found that is definitely a medium coverage. So let's see, it says, it's very difficult to read. Liquid foundation, it gives you instructions. This is in, oh, Misty. That's the color. I think last time I had said it was something else on the box. I think the color is Misty. Okay, so there it is. Let's just see if it's a good match for me. It's very close, very close. I think that I could work with that very nicely. Okay, so let me just dot it on. And I'm just gonna buff it in with a brush because I wanna try to build a little bit of coverage from this. Okay, it feels pretty good right now. Let's just get, so this is the foundation brush from the Dollar Tree. And I just wanna show you the new brushes that they've just come out with. I have to wash these. I've only actually used them twice, but I think that they're a little dirty, but they're not marked. This is the foundation brush. This is the cheek brush. This is the powder brush, which is a little small compared to my powder brush from Sephora. Obviously there's a difference. It's soft. It's not as densely packed as the other brushes, not as densely packed as my soft powder brush all over face brush, but I think this would be really good for setting under your under eyes. And then this is the concealer brush. And this is so close to my Sephora concealer brush in performance, in denseness, in softness. Like I can't even with this brush. This is like, these are all hidden gems at the Dollar Tree. These are Sassy and Chic, their new line of brushes, but this is like the best out of all of them. I used this brush last time just to do a little bit of like, you know, blending in to try this formula out when I did the haul. I like it. I don't like it as much as I like my kabuki brush, but it does a very nice job. It's very nice. You know, for $1.25, this is an excellent brush. This brush to me, if I bought it for $10, I'd be like, oh, okay, it's a pretty good brush. You know, it's a nice brush. It's just not quite the same as the buffing brush that I like. And also they're two different kinds of brushes. This is not a kabuki brush. This is a different kind of foundation brush. But I also think this would be, it's very good for, and I've been using it for contouring, for blending your contour. Okay, I think that did pretty well. Like I said, I think it's a pretty good match for me. I don't know that it's like perfect, but you know, it's a pretty good match. And if you need to color correct it, again, go and get this. That's at Family Dollar. They might have it at Dollar General too. I didn't pay attention when I went to Dollar General. I didn't pick it up there. I picked it up at Family Dollar, which of course is also owned by the Dollar Tree Company. But you can conceal and correct using this if you feel that it's a little too, like the tint is off. It's a little too dark of a tint. And the green takes away orange. But what I use is just a combination of, you know, the concealers with a bunch of this yellow conceal and correct, because that just takes down the orange, and my natural undertone is a little bit on the yellow side. So it gives me the good undertone and I love it. But just play around with these. And these don't seem to interfere with the formulation of the foundations like the Candy Moyo BB cream did at all. In fact, it just seems to kind of add to the formulation. It feels really good on my skin. So, and I have to say, I've never used the Essentially Ageless without some color correction in it. So I wonder, next time I'll just use it by itself, because now it's a pretty good match for me now that I've gotten a little tan. And I'll see, like, do the concealers help with the performance? I don't know, maybe so, since I've never used it. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit of concealer under my eyes. So in my last haul, you guys saw that I picked up these Firm Flesh Thick Stick foundations by, I think this is Revlon? No, I've forgotten. It's not on the package. And I threw out the package, it's so funny. But I do think this is Revlon. And this one is in Creme Fraiche. When I had swatched it, it's quite light for me now. I picked it up and I thought, oh, it's a pretty good match. I like tried it out in the car. And then I went to the beach the next day and sat out for a few hours and got pretty tan. So now it's quite light for me. But the texture of this is like very thick. It's almost like a pot concealer texture to me. Very different than your Be Pure Essentially Ageless concealer. Now I've used this also when I'm quite light in the middle of winter as a foundation. I don't really find there to be too much of a difference between this and this, as far as performance and as far as how it sits on the skin and as far as like hydration. I love it. Oh, this one is infused with hyaluronic acid, so that will help, you know, some of your like fine lines. But this is very light. It's a light coverage. I have not been successful in building it up to a true medium. You can build it up a bit, but this is a much thicker coverage. I'm curious. I don't usually like thick coverage under my eyes. I'm, you know, aging and I have wrinkles now and I don't like to, you know, accent them any more than I have to. So, but I'm gonna try this. Now I do have one blemish right here. I'm gonna use this a little bit as like almost like a pot concealer type of situation. I have a little bit of redness that I wanna try to cover. Let's see if it doesn't cover a little bit. And so this is the concealer brush and then let me just take a little bit of this, okay? And let's see if I can't get under my eyes. Okay, that's a lot. I put a little too much on my brush and just blend this out. And I'm also going to go on the top of my eye since I can't find anywhere. I can't find the LA Colors eye primer. Okay, I think that it is thick, but I think it does have some good coverage. Okay, let me just use my finger a minute. I put too much on my brush and see if I can't blend that out. Okay, I think that did a nice lightening effect, and I think once I powder, it's going to really do well. So let me just get also right up under my eyebrow and kind of just sculpt that out a little. And then I'm just gonna use my finger. Yeah, I think that this might work out as a pretty nice concealer. Something that I might, I think I'm gonna reach for this. So let me see how it performs today. I will do a check-in later and let you guys know if it has like creased terribly, or what the story is. I just have some real discoloration lately, right in these areas. And I have like a acne scar right there, but it's so dark. I've had trouble concealing it, even with like my more high-end concealers. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Flower Beauty stick that I got. It's an eyeshadow stick. I got it from Dollar Tree. I've seen these a few times. They've come in a couple times. So if you see them, pick it up if you like the color for contour. I think this outperforms the LA Colors contour stick so much. It just lasts all day. It is a nice color. The contour stick I don't think lasts very long. So I like to just put a little bit of contour, and I will bronze as well. Since we're in summertime now, I will definitely, and then sometimes I just put it on my eyelid too as like a transition color. I really like this color. But anyway, I will also bronze since we are in summertime. And I am going to take this same foundation brush and just blend this out. It blends beautifully if you see that. And it just kind of contours the face nicely. And it's not too kind of red brickish in the color. It's not too gray. It's not too muddy. It's just a very nice color. And it's not intended for contour. It's intended for eyeshadow. But I used it as eyeshadow a couple of times and I thought, I like this color. Let me just try it to contour, and it did a wonderful job. Okay, I'm now gonna use my blush brush, and I wanted to try the new Ioni blushes I showed you guys 2 hauls ago. This was my mid-June haul, not my late June haul. And there's 2 colors. I think I'm gonna use this one today because we're obviously in summer. I think it's a little brighter and a little prettier, but I also have, it's stuck in my organizer, my Dollar Tree organizer. I also have this color, which just, it goes on, it's cinnamon rose, and it looks quite brick reddish. It goes on beautifully. If you blend it out, it is not quite as intense, I think, as the packaging looks, at first blush. So, but anyway, I am gonna try this one. So it's got this little nice top to protect your blush. And of course it's Ioni, so I'm almost positive I'm gonna love it. And this is the blush brush, which is different. This is an angled foundation brush. This is the blush brush. I'm gonna put just a bit on. I keep overdoing it, I think, when I'm trying these products for the first time. Okay, so I need a little bit more. Okay, actually, let me warm it up on the back of my hand a little. Okay, and then I'll just pick up a bit. All right, let's see. Oh, now I put too much. I'll get it one of these days. Correct. Oh, it blends out so pretty. So pretty, but I'm gonna have to go back in and stipple a little bit of foundation back on. Oh my, whatever's left on this foundation brush, but that is such a pretty color. I do recommend you put it on the back of your hand, warm it up a bit, and then just be very careful with it. And, don't overdo it. I tend to overdo blush too often. But when I'm trying out products, I never know. Of course, Ioni is very pigmented, like all the time. I should know by now. But I never know exactly how pigmented these will be. These are cute because I think for travel, both the Flesh and the Ioni blush cream stick are gonna be great for travel. So, okay, I'm gonna powder. I usually use my Essentially Ageless infused with hyaluronic acid and vitamin C powder, and I love it. You can see I've hit pan. This is my second one, and I've destroyed the first one. Like, I used it every day. I have one in my purse too, because it's pretty thin. I can fit one of those mini powder applicators that I've showed you guys in the past. I don't know if I have it out today because I'm gonna use a different applicator, but you can fit it right on top and close it. And you get those at the Dollar Tree as well. They come in a pack of 3. And I use this just for my purse. But 2 hauls ago, my mid-June haul, I picked these up. And I've been liking them. They get right underneath your eye. I think they perform very well. They wash up nicely. Yeah, I think it's great. So I've been using this under the eye. I'm gonna use this LA Colors Natural Powder. Now I looked at my higher end powders and they do have talc. So this powder has talc. There was one powder, I want to say it's not high-end. My Anastasia Beverly Hills had talc in it. But what was it? And there was another one that had talc. But I think it was the e.l.f. powder, which is not very high-end. It's a drugstore brand, but it's higher end than this, you know. Although I don't know performance-wise that it's going to be much better. But I will try this one out and see. But anyway, it was talc-free. So if you want to be talc-free, just be aware that there's talc in this powder, and you know, you may not want to use it for that reason. So, oh my goodness. So there's quite a lot in this pan, and I'm gonna use this, well, you know what? I can use this powder brush for the rest of my face. I'm gonna use this puff for under my eyes. I'm just gonna dip in just a bit because I don't want too much. And I'll put the excess on the back of my hand, and then I'm just gonna get under my eyes to set, already creased a bit, to set under my eyes, because that's where I know that I will crease up if I don't set it. Okay, so that took a little bit of the brightening down, which is probably good. It was probably a tad bright for me. Okay, and I'm just gonna put the littlest bit on this brush and just set the rest of my face. Now, like I said, it's much smaller, but it does a fine enough job than my favorite Sephora brush for powder. But this does a nice job. I mean, for $1.25, I got backups. This brush is so very nice. Sassy and Chic, put more out like this. Thank you, please and thank you. This is wonderful. So, oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys can see, but let me see if I can get close. It does mattify, okay? I don't know that I'm gonna like this powder. Not more than the Essentially Ageless powder, I don't think. It has set into my pores. I think you can see that. Here and here. And it is just exaggerating them pretty badly. All right, so first impression is this may be a fail, and I've really wanted LA Colors to come out with a nice loose setting powder. But I think my Be Pure powder performs better. I just want to show you guys, if you can see that it's exaggerating the pores here and on my nose. Now, if you are a youngin' and you don't have larger looking pores, you will probably do very well with that powder. And it's a nice alternative to, you know, something more expensive if it works for you, but I don't think I'll be using this again. Let me see how it looks after I set it with some setting spray, but it's not great. So I already put this night mask on my lips. It's a hydrating night mask by Be Pure. My favorite. I use it at night. I use it during the day just to hydrate my lips. I did it off camera before we started because it needs that long to kind of set in. Okay, so I had gotten this CoverGirl Clean Fresh, and it is a tad too dark for me. But I was wondering if I could use it as a little bit of bronzer. I don't know. I don't think it's doing much as far as color. But, gosh, if it had come in my color, I don't know if you can see it next to each other. Here's what I just put from CoverGirl, which is beautiful. It's laying on the skin great. Here's what I put from LA Colors, and it's exaggerating all of my lines right here on my forehead. So I don't know that this is gonna give me enough color now. Maybe in the wintertime, it will be more of a bronzing effect. I'm gonna bronze up a little bit with my LA Colors. I've been bronzing after powdering lately and noticing that it gives me a little bit more color payoff. It is a powder product, so, you know, it can go on after you powder the rest of like your liquid and cream products. But anyway, okay, that's that. I am going to go ahead, actually no, let me do my eyes first and then I will do the setting spray. I think for today, I wanted to try out a little bit of that sparkly palette I got. Again, it was 2 hauls ago. This is Jungle Lights and this is Flower Beauty. And I kind of just want to go in with like this light purple that I think is so pretty right here and just do a little bit shimmer. Let's see. Oh, it's pretty. Just a little bit of shimmer. Let's see if it like turns out to be sort of multi-dimensional shimmer. I normally would just go into my crease with like a matte, you know, and do like a transition shade, but I'm just kind of in a light summer shimmer mood today. Oh, it's cute. I hope it like sets up nicely and it will last most of the day. Adorable. I just put it all over the lid. Something light, something fresh, something pretty. So cute. Let me see in my mirror here that I have next to the camera. Okay, that is adorable. And they swatched so beautifully in my haul that I think I'm gonna like every single color that's in there. Let's see. I like it. Just something quick and easy for summertime. Okay, and so then I'm gonna put on a little bit of eyeliner, curl my lashes, and use a little bit of Sky High off camera. I'll be right back and we can finish up the look. And of course, this is my Ioni pencil eyeliner in black. This and the felt tip liner are my favorites at the Dollar Tree, and I use these all the time. I think this is as good as Urban Decay. It is such a good, creamy pencil. Like I can use it on my tight line, my waterline, no problems. It's very pigmented. It's easy to apply. I will tell you guys, I don't like this Ioni liquid eyeliner. This is a shade better than the LA Colors liquid eyeliner, but it does flake. Maybe a little bit, it has a little bit of longer wearing time, but I was so disappointed because I love so many Ioni products. There's only 2 Ioni products I have disliked. This, and then the other 2-in-1 lash glue, the one that's the eyeliner and lash glue in one. Hated it. So let me just do my eyeliner and my lash curl and my mascara off, and I'll be right back. Okay, I put 2 coats of the Sky High Last Sensational by Maybelline on. I like that. And curled my lashes before, of course. So I am going to set. At this point, I am not liking the new setting spray, the Dollhouse Finishing Glow Spray for my face. I do like the Finishing Glow Spray that they had in their last collection before Dollhouse, which I can't recall what it was called right now, and I'm almost out. I do have a backup of this one, so. And I am going to use my little trusty Dollar Tree fan, and you can see how that kind of just sets everything. Oh, I got a little bit of mascara under my eye, a tiny bit. It sets everything nicely. I was hoping it would really help that powder out, and it does not appear to be helping the powder out. Hold on. I think that's the last time I'll be able to use this. Oh, gee. I got some splotches. Okay. I think I got to open up the brand new one, but I like it. I've been using it now for a few weeks, but I also love the La Mercier Matte Finish Setting Spray. I think it's a wonderful setting spray as well, and I use this often. So for lips, I think you guys saw in my last haul that I got this Fat Lip Chubby Stick in Nude Rose by Ioni. It's just such a nice, more neutral color than a lot of their colors that they do have. And I like a little bit more neutral generally. Not always, sometimes I put a bold lip on, but I'll use it to line today. And I found another Flower Beauty Powder Matte Lip Color. So I'm just gonna try that out with this lining. Okay, it's a little less rose, a little more orange. Not sure I love the combination. It's going on very patchy today. So with these lip colors that are powder, they tend to be a little bit more patchy and a little drying, but they do last a long time. They have lasting power. So let's see how that does. They're very, very matte. All right, let me let that set up for a minute. It's a pretty color. I like it. And I also got brand new for gloss, the LA Colors Crystal Lip Gloss. I only got one of them. There were 3 different shades. I have so much lip gloss and lip oil that I had to limit myself, even though I wanted all 3 of them. I will say this is a really small lip gloss. The packaging is humongous on top, but the gloss itself, you don't get too much. Like all lip glosses by LA Colors, it's a very nice gloss. It goes on top really nicely. It's giving me a little bit of moisturizing effect. Nice gloss and shimmer. It's nice and thick. It's not too sticky. It's pretty. Very pretty. Okay, so that's the look. That's my get ready with me for today. I'm gonna enjoy this. Thus far, I do not like this powder at all. It's exaggerated every pore on my face. Thus far, this foundation is pretty nice. It is a medium buildable. You can see that I got more coverage, but I'm gonna see how that performs today. Thus far, I really like this stick not for foundation necessarily, but for concealing. I think that's nice. Thus far as normal, the Ioni blush. It's cream. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And of course, my fun palette of all shimmers by Flower Beauty that I found a couple weeks ago at my Dollar Tree. I love. And the rest of it is just stuff that I've used before and I've really enjoyed. The Chubby Stick is nice for lining. I think it's also nice for all over color. I put it on the other day, yesterday, for all over color, and it was real nice. Oh, and I forgot. I'm really loving the LA Color Shadow Stick that I got. It was in the same collection as the Crystal Lip Gloss. And I'm liking it for an inner corner highlight. You can very subtly or more dramatically highlight the inner corner. So pretty. And then for a highlight under the brow. And I feel that it has been really lasting me most of the day. It's very creamy and just subtly shimmery. And then of course, this spray that I said that I don't like, the setting spray for my face. Using it kind of down here in the body has been kind of fun. Give yourself a little bit of shimmer. You know, that's the only thing I would ever use it for. But I don't know if you can see. Here, let me just try to rub a little bit again. If you can see that it is, there's like these flecks of sparkle. It's glitter. And I don't necessarily like glitter all over my face. It's just not a look for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed that Get Ready With Me. Please subscribe. Please like my content so I can spread it to more people. And I hope you guys can find all of these products. I will try to list most everything in the description box below so that you guys can pick them up. And I'll let you know later exactly how everything, you know, went together and performed. Thanks so much. Take care. Hi everyone. I wanted to do a check-in. I'm at the 6-hour mark and the lipstick has kind of faded, but it's still there. And definitely the Chubby Stick is still there. So it's definitely still lining my lips. The eyeshadow is lasting a nice long time. Of course, I love the eyeliner. And the blush is lasting a little bit longer than I think the liquid blush that had been released maybe a month ago. So this cream blush I think is lasting a bit longer. It's cute. I'm not sure about this. Well, I think you can see it right here, the foundation. And I hate the powder. The powder is terrible. Like, it's just settled into all these crevices and it's just not, I don't know if you can see, like right here, it is exaggerating every pore that I have. And I did use the pore blurring primer, so that usually works pretty well. But right on anything that's kind of dry, it's definitely clinging, and then it's kind of breaking up under my nose. It's definitely patchy. It's not my favorite foundation at the Dollar Tree. Of course, my favorite is the Essentially Ageless foundation by Be Pure, but it's not as bad as the La Mercier. It lasted 6 hours before kind of breaking apart completely. I don't know if you can see on my forehead too. It's like there's like some kind of oily area and it's definitely breaking apart. It does not sit on the skin or absorb into the skin the way that the Essentially Ageless does. It's just kind of, I don't know, thicker, I guess. It's not so much the thickness. It's just the way it sits on top of the skin. It doesn't look as nice. I don't think it's the worst. I think the La Mercier was worse, but it's not as nice. And so if you're gonna spend your $1.25, I suggest you either get the Glow Foundation and color correct it, or get the Essentially Ageless, and if you need to color correct that, because it's wonderful. Like, I think it rivals high-end products, but it's not the worst, it's not the best. I think it's very similar to like the BB cream in the texture and how it feels kind of like on the face, and it's just like almost like a, I don't know, like a thick like SPF or something. It's just thick and it's just like kind of hot. It's a hot day today, but I don't feel the same way when I wear the Essentially Ageless or the Glow Foundation. I feel like that breathes better. Other than that, you can see like the highlight's still there. It's so pretty under the eyes, and then a little bit, but I only put a little bit in the inner corner. So most of the makeup's doing very well. You know, much more than 8 hours. Sometimes I'll do a check-in at 10 hours and you can see just the remnants of what's there. But if you get a good 8-hour wear out of $1.25 makeup, it's a gem in my opinion. Anyway, I'll do a quick check-in a little bit later. Okay, this is my last check-in really fast because I'm late for an appointment, but it is after 5 o'clock and you can see the blush products are great. These are great. I think these are, I'm gonna repurchase just to have backups. These are wonderful. They lasted all day. This shadow stick is great. You can still see the highlight. The chubby stick, you can still see I did not reapply. It looks good. Fail, hate it. Don't like the foundation. It's now drying and breaking apart and creasing. I don't know. I don't like it that much. It's not the worst foundation I've ever tried from Dollar Tree, but it's not the best. Of course, you guys know I love my pencil eyeliner. It is, I mean, look, it's still on and it looks like I just applied it. This eyeshadow is really cute. If you can find it, it's Flower Beauty. It's adorable. Multi-dimensional, real shiny, pretty for spring and summer, so we're into summer. So most of the products I loved today, with the exception of the powder, and I didn't love the foundation. So I've got to run, but I hope you guys can find some of these products and put together a cute look. Take care.